An orchestration of different textures, an exercise in flavor restraint. The New York cheesecake should be a tall, bronze-skinned, and dense affair. At the core, it should be cool, thick, satiny, creamy. Radiating outward, it goes gradually from velvety to suede-like. Then finally, about the edges, it's cake-like and fine poured. Couldn't say it better myself. Even if it took me my entire lifetime. Today we're gonna be making the New York cheesecake. Over here. Okay, so what we're looking at is a base layer of crumb, and on top of that is the cheesecake. We're gonna start with the crumb. Sugar, butter, salt, and graham crackers if you got them. I don't. I'm using speculoos. I've mentioned this before, but since I can't find graham crackers anywhere in Belgium, now I get to put my own little spin on the dish, which is nice. Will this fit on there? No, it won't. I find if I put the thing here, you can see what's going on because the sun is here and here. Pulse your graham crackers or your speculoos into crumb. Now any of the cookies that survive that hand blender, they need a little personal attention. I just go in there and I squeeze, pop them, crumble them. Speculoos crumb, yeah. Gotta melt the butter. In the bowl with the speculoos crumb, we're gonna add some sugar, salt, melted butter. Let's give it a good stir, get it all well combined. Does that ever look scrumptious? So I now need a springform pan. Cool thing about this is that you can open it up, bottom comes out, and that's where the future cheesecake will be. I'm gonna need to butter this up. Leftover butter, grease it up with the leftover butter. I'm gonna put the speculoos crumb into the springform pan. It needs to cover the entire bottom of this thing. Make sure it's spread evenly, punch down as much as possible. We are moving on to the cheesecake. Let me show you really quickly what I'll be using. Heavy cream, sugar, vanilla, a bunch of eggs. We're not using butter, are we? No, no butter, good. Sour cream, or what they call in Belgium, zeeroom. I really hope I bought the right thing. And lastly, the main ingredient, the big one, the whole reason why this is called a cheesecake, cream cheese. But before we get started, let me just be perfectly clear. I went to 4 different stores looking for the cream cheese blocks, couldn't find them, and I think 4 is around my limit before I just kind of move on to alternatives. In this case, I'm using the cream cheese spread. It's okay guys, I looked it up online. People said it's cool as a substitute. I believe them, whoever they are. Cream cheese spread. We got it out of the way? Cool. Firstly, we're gonna add our cream cheese and sour cream into a big bowl. It needs to be room temperature. You wanna empty those Philly tubs. We're gonna mix this until it's completely smooth. It's looking smooth. Add in vanilla, sugar, keep on mixing. We're gonna add in our eggs. And egg yolks. Obviously, you're gonna need to mix it. Only until it's just combined. Mix in your heavy cream very quickly. Big bowl of fun. We are gonna pour this filling onto the crust. There are a few necessary steps you have to take next that ensure that your cake does not crack while it's in the oven. Let me show you. We gotta cover the entire bottom of this thing with tin foil because you don't wanna risk any sort of leaks at all, especially when you're this close to the finish line. That would be a bummer. What we're gonna be doing is making a cheesecake bath. What you need is a deep pan with hot water, and we're gonna add our cheesecake lined with tin foil into the water. Now we're gonna bake this for an hour and 15 minutes in a preheated oven, 325 degrees Fahrenheit, 162 degrees Celsius, for an hour and 15 minutes. I already said that. Hour and 15 minutes later, what you gotta do now is turn the oven off completely and just let that cheesecake stay in there for like 45 minutes. Just needs to hang out in there. Take our knife and we're gonna go around the edges. Now I'm gonna let this hang out on this counter for like 15-20 minutes, room temperature. I'm just gonna let it hang out. Loosely cover this with plastic wrap. Put this into the fridge for the rest of the night. Don't even think about it. I will see you tomorrow. A bunch of strawberries, lemon zest, some sugar. Oh, look at that crust. That is the best cheesecake I've ever had. I don't go out to restaurants and order the cheesecake. I've never been to some cheesecake store to pick up the nicest one. Isn't there a cheesecake factory? I've never been there. I don't really know, the standard of cheesecakes. All I know is what I've had, and that is the best one I've ever had. All those things I said at the beginning of the episode, that is this cake. The cheesecake itself is freaking delicious. But the highlight for me, is the speculoos crumb. I can't get over that. Has anyone ever used speculoos in the crumb of a cheesecake before? Has anyone? Because if I'm the first, then have it be known. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. That's all I got today. If you're not already subscribed, you should definitely jump on that. And for those who are subscribed, that's awesome. Thank you so much. You can comment, you can like the video, and I have a link for my Patreon. And if you are interested in that and having your name up on Patreon Hall of Fame right beside me, there's a link in the description. Okay, see you soon.